If you think all eggs are healthy, think again. Eggs are indeed a nutrient powerhouse packed with protein, vitamins, and essential minerals. But did you know that how you cook, store, and handle them can determine whether they boost your health or pose hidden risks? Today, we're diving into the common mistakes that can make eggs harmful to your health, especially for seniors. Many of us grew up believing that eggs are the perfect food, but recent studies suggest that certain practices can turn this staple into a health hazard. For instance, overcooking eggs can lead to the formation of harmful compounds, while improper storage can increase the risk of bacterial contamination. These are not just trivial concerns, they can have real implications for our well-being. In this video, we'll explore 3 key insights. First, we'll discuss the importance of cooking methods and how they affect nutrient retention. Second, we'll look at storage tips to prevent spoilage and contamination. And finally, the third point will surprise you. It's about a common seasoning mistake that many of us make. By watching, you'll learn how to enjoy eggs safely and maximize their health benefits. We'll address common mistakes you'll learn to avoid, offering practical solutions that are easy to implement in your daily life. So if you're ready to discover how to make the most of this versatile food, stay tuned. And if you find this information helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about something we all love: eggs. They're such a staple, right? But you know, overcooking them can actually turn them into a bit of a nutrient nightmare. I mean, have you ever boiled an egg and ended up with that greenish yolk? Yeah, that's a sign we've gone a bit too far. And that strong sulfur smell? Not exactly appetizing, is it? The thing is, when we cook eggs at high heat for too long, we start to lose some of those essential nutrients. It's like, you think you're getting all this good stuff, but really it's just slipping away. And let's not forget about the oxidation of cholesterol. Sounds fancy, but it's not great for us. It can lead to increased inflammation, which over time might pose some health risks. Now I know what you're thinking. How do we avoid this? Well, it's simpler than you might think. For scrambled eggs, try cooking them on low heat. You want them soft and creamy, not hard and rubbery. And if you're boiling eggs, aim for about 6 to 7 minutes. That way you get a nice firm yolk without that green ring. Poaching or frying with moderate heat is also a great way to keep those nutrients intact. But why does this happen, you ask? Well, high heat causes oxidation and nutrient loss. It's like when you leave a piece of fruit out too long and it starts to brown. Over time, this can be harmful. So it's really about finding that balance, you know? Have you ever noticed a green yolk? Or maybe you've got a cooking tip to share? I'd love to hear about it. It's always great to learn from each other, especially when it comes to something as universal as cooking eggs. So go ahead, share your thoughts below. Let's keep this conversation going and make sure we're getting the most out of our eggs. Let's talk about something that might surprise you: the dangers of raw or undercooked eggs. Now I know some of you might love a good runny yolk, but here's the thing. Raw eggs can actually harbor some nasty stuff, like salmonella. And for us, especially as we get a bit older, that can be a real concern. You see, salmonella is a type of bacteria that can cause serious illness, and it's not something you want to mess around with. Imagine feeling like you've got the worst flu ever, but it's all because of an egg. Not fun, right? But that's not all. There's also this little thing called avidin in raw egg whites. It sounds like a fancy word, but what it does is block the absorption of biotin, which is a crucial nutrient for our bodies. Biotin helps with things like keeping our skin healthy and our energy levels up. So, if you're eating a lot of raw eggs, you might end up with a biotin deficiency. And who wants to deal with that when it's so easily avoidable? So what can we do about it? Well, the simplest solution is to cook your eggs until they're fully set. That means no runny whites or yolks. I know, some of you might be thinking, but I love my eggs sunny side up. If that's the case, consider using pasteurized eggs. They're treated to kill any harmful bacteria, so you can enjoy your runny yolks without the worry. The underlying reason for all this is pretty straightforward. Raw eggs can contain harmful bacteria and proteins that mess with nutrient absorption. It's like a double whammy of potential health issues. So, next time you're whipping up breakfast, just take a moment to think about how you're preparing those eggs. And hey, I'm curious, do you prefer your eggs runny or fully cooked? Let us know in the comments. It's always interesting to see how everyone likes their eggs. All right, let's talk about something that might not be on your radar but is super important. How you store your eggs. You might be thinking, well, I just put them in the fridge, right? But there's a bit more to it. You see, improper storage can actually lead to bacterial growth and contamination, and nobody wants that, especially when it can lead to food poisoning. So, let's dive into some common mistakes. First off, leaving eggs at room temperature. I know, it might seem convenient to leave them out, especially if you're planning to use them soon. But the thing is, bacteria multiply like crazy at room temperature. It's like a party you didn't invite them to, and they just keep coming. So, always make sure to refrigerate your eggs within 2 hours of cooking them. It's a simple step, but it makes a world of difference. Another thing to watch out for is storing eggs next to raw meats. You might not think much of it, but this can lead to cross-contamination. Imagine your eggs picking up bacteria from raw chicken. Not a pleasant thought, right? So keep them separate. Use airtight containers if you can. It keeps everything fresh and safe. Now, you might be wondering, why all this fuss? Well, the risk of food poisoning is real, and as we get older, our bodies might not handle it as well as they used to. It's not just about feeling unwell, it can be quite serious. So taking these precautions is really about looking out for yourself. And hey, I'm curious, how do you store your eggs? Do you have any tips or tricks that work for you? Maybe a special container or a spot in the fridge that you swear by? Share your storage tips. It's always great to learn from each other, and who knows, you might just have the perfect solution someone else is looking for. You know, when it comes to food safety, it's like we're all on this little adventure together. I mean, who hasn't had a moment in the kitchen where you wonder, is this still good? Especially with eggs, right? My neighbor once told me about a time she cracked an egg and, well, let's just say it wasn't the freshest. For us, being a bit more vulnerable to foodborne illnesses, it's crucial to handle food safely. So, what are your go-to tips for keeping things safe in the kitchen? Maybe you have a trick or two up your sleeve. Share them in the comments. Let's learn from each other. So we've covered a lot today, haven't we? Overcooking, eating raw, and improper storage. These are the biggies when it comes to making eggs harmful. But you know, by steering clear of these mistakes, you can actually enjoy your eggs safely. It's kind of like finding that perfect balance in life, right? I remember my friend once told me about how she used to boil her eggs until they were practically rubber. We laughed about it, but then she realized it wasn't just about taste. It was about health, too. And that's the thing. Small changes can make a big difference. Now, if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Maybe you have a neighbor who could use a little egg cooking advice. And remember, these little tweaks in how you handle eggs can lead to big health benefits. It's like planting a seed and watching it grow. You start with something small, and before you know it, you're reaping the rewards. So, stay safe, enjoy your meals, and keep exploring ways to make your life healthier and happier. After all, we're all in this together, learning and growing. Thanks for being here with me today.